welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is Intune's Hop-In issue 22. And the comic books that we're talking about, we kind of previously talked about them, but because this storyline is so good and I don't feel as though many people are really talking about them, definitely want to bring it back into a little bit more light, so that way you guys can decide on whether you want to go pick them up or not. Now, Skyward, man, this comic book from Image is an amazing comic book. Definitely want to pick it up. If you like mystery, if you like to ask all the questions, like, okay, why are these characters in this particular situation, then this is definitely one of those type of books that you want to pick up and read for fun. We're on issue 2 right now, and we kind of pick up where we left off with Willa, who is the main character and who we're following throughout this story. And she talks to her dad a little bit more. And now, surprisingly to me, I just thought everybody, since I think the year took place back in 2018, and so they're like now like 2040, where everybody is floating in the air because the gravity no longer exists on Earth. So we pick up with her saying, well, I have to go down, go down on the ground level. And I'm like, well, how can she go down there? There's no gravity. And so there is a guy who worked with her father who knew that the Earth was about to lose its gravity. And so she, the story kind of takes her going down there and trying to find the guy she's looking for. And he made a huge big profit off of losing the gravity, because he was one of the people that knew it was going to happen. So he's like, okay, well, you guys didn't want to believe us when we told you that the Earth was going to lose gravity, that we need to start changing stuff around. He was like, all right. He created his own gravity boot where it sticks to the ground. But he's a bad guy. Like, we know who our bad guy is going to be in this comic book. And I find it very amusing and very interesting, again, because this comic is just wrapped around, like, there's going to be an image I'm going to have up here where you see like just how crazy it is. Like the beginning pages of the comic, you have the sun, then it zooms in where the moon is, then it zooms in. I thought it was Saturn, because Saturn has the ring going around it, but when you zoom in, it's actually people from all around the world up there in space making a ring around the Earth. So I mean, it took me a couple of times to actually trying to finish this book, because I was just amazed of how it even got to that point, to whereas they're just people are now floating around in space and created a ring around the Earth. And but Skyward issue 2 is definitely something you want to pick up. Give it a read. Again, it's coming from Image, so definitely go to your local comic book store and pick it up. Alright, so Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Shattered Grid. If you guys are not reading the Shattered Grid story arc, I don't know what you guys are waiting for, especially if you call yourself Power Ranger fans. Now, what the Shattered Grid is doing is it's taking the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers all the way up to the most current Power Rangers or whoever out right now, and what they're doing is they're bringing them together to tell this amazing story arc. Now, this all begins with Lord Draken, so you might want to, if to get a little background history of him, you definitely want to check out the comic book wise, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers issues, I want to say probably like 12 through 2 and 5, or 2 and 6 is what, 16, 18. So pretty much the story arc from issues 12 through 18. That's pretty much the main that you'll get a little bit more background history of Lord Draken. There's other YouTubers on here, like Nerd Sorority. Also, I think Variant Comics on YouTube did pretty much a background of who he is and how he all started. But yeah, so This guy is pretty much trying to just destroy all the Power Rangers. Doesn't matter what dimension. So if you grew up in the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers through the Power Rangers in Space era, he's attacking them. If you grew up in the era of Power Rangers Lost in Space through whatever it is now, he's attacking them too. He's taking all their powers. So what was amazing cool was that the original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers were able to team up with two Power Rangers. One came from the annual that they just got done, or a special comic that just came out, I think the previous week before this recording. No, 2 weeks before this recording. And then you had the Power Ranger from Power Rangers Time Force. They come together with the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, and they're trying to figure out how they can stop Lord Draken from taking out all the other Power Rangers' powers from each dimension, or they're pretty much trying to, warn them. So what happens is Billy and Zordon and Alpha are sending out a transmission, warning to all the other Rangers in each dimension. They do that. Each dimension answers back like, hey, we heard what you're trying to say. They try to come here and do this and the third. I may have a way to defect their weapons that are able to depower us. If you want to come out here and check it out for yourself and help us out. And then also on the planet where Lord Draken is at, where he took over, you still have the rogue Rangers who are still left alive, which is pretty much just Zach, Trini. This is an amazing story. I want to give you more. If you guys want me to focus specifically on the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Shattered Grid, let me know down in the comment section below. Alright, we're going to be moving on to our next comic. Our next comic is Kick A. Now, I try not to cuss on my channel, so I'm not going to cuss. But Kick A, you'll see the image around here somewhere. Kick A, also another comic book which is amazing. Now we pick up a little background, a quick background. This isn't the one that we saw in the movies. That guy, which I can't remember his name, has hung up his suit and retired. We pick up with an African American woman who served our country, America, to come home to her husband, leaving her with her children to pursue his rap career with some chick that he met. And so now she's like, okay, well, the government, I came back home, but they're not helping me out anymore. So she's stuck to being a waitress, but she's like, I need to make more money. And she's trying to clean up her town, or her little section of where she lives at. So she decides to don on a costume, go rob somebody real quick. Not rob like an innocent bystander, but rob like a bad guy, like somebody who's selling drugs. So she figured, you know what, I'm cleaning my streets and I'm getting paid to do it. I'm not really getting paid to do it, I'm stealing the money, but it's not like they need it anyway because they're bad people. She does all that. Boom. That's the first issue and part of the second issue. The third issue, there's this real crazy bad guy who just kills people just because, and was willing to go to jail. He gets out of jail, and now he's like, I want to celebrate a party for him. We're going to kill the cop who arrested you. So she accidentally gets all mixed up in there by stumbling onto this place that she was going to rob again. Now, throughout the second and third issue, she was stealing and robbing from bad guys, and she made a lot of money, to the point to where she's like, I should really stop. But because I want to help out my community and help other people out, I'm gonna rob from the bad guys and give back to the ones who need it. So pretty much Robin Hood, if you think about it. So she stumbles upon this house, or not a house, but this warehouse where they were gonna do this party at to kill the officer. She gets inside and she's like, okay, well, I'm gonna save you because it's not right what they're gonna do to you. And she accidentally gets caught up with them coming in and saying, oh, what a surprise, like, who are you? They rough her up just a little bit. Now we pick up in the fourth issue, which is the one I want you guys to hop in the first issue all up to now. And so what happens is they're beating her up, but the whole time they're beating the crazy guy is beating her up. She's like, okay, I gotta figure out how I can get me and this officer out. And you know, she's a Marine, like she was doing like black ops, so you know, these hits, they hurt her, but you know what I mean, she can take them, you know. And she was dishing them out too, and she was clicking clever with it. Reminded me a little bit of Batman, what she did there, or pretty much Batgirl, if you see the Funko Pop. But yeah, so this issue, Kick A, is also a good issue. So I definitely would like for you guys to give it a shot. And if you guys want me to go into more depth over each comic book that I mentioned today, or any other comic books that I mentioned previously, if you checked out any of my Hoppin' issues, definitely let me know in the comment section below. So that pretty much wraps it up for this issue of Hoppin's Intoons. Definitely let me know in the comment section below if you guys want me to go into more depth of each comic book individually. That way I can probably spend more time on the comic book versus trying to give it to you, give you enough of the information to go hop in. And I know some of you guys probably view these videos and like, okay, well, you know, he's shorting it. I'm pretty sure there's more to it, but he's not explaining it. So definitely let me know in the comment section below if you want me to go into more depth over each comic book. And don't just start with Hoppin' issue 22. Go back to issue 1 with Hoppin' issues if you want me to go into more depth. I mean, the previous Hoppin' issues, like Hoppin' issues 1 through 7 are pretty much in their graphic novel state, but that don't mean I don't know. I did read them. So definitely, yeah, please let me know in the comment section below if there's any other comic books that you want me to cover. I tried to cover over comic books that aren't really being talked about that much on YouTube. I've noticed that some people may mention it here and there, but they only do that when the story arc is pretty much wrapping up, you know, and almost being over, to let you guys know how amazing the story is. Where I'm trying to let you know how amazing it is now to get on the bandwagon, because you might just go to the comic book store but don't think about Kick A or Power Rangers Shadow Grid or Skyward. You might just go and get your regular DC and Marvel, but there's other comics that are not in the Marvel DC universe that are amazing, and I definitely want you guys to pick it up and give it a shot. Yeah, pretty much that is this rest of this video. But I am also doing another video I'll be posting up, so if you see me in the same shirt, which is amazing, Martian Manhunter, represent Martian Manhunter, and you still see you know, Nightwing back there with Batgirl, that's because I'm recording this video before that video. So that video is pretty much letting you guys know, giving you a few pointers, a few tips of what to look out for, how to properly take care of your comic books should you ever want to start collecting them like I do with these boxes right here. This is not the only thing I do on my YouTube channel, but please let me know in the comment sections below if you enjoyed this video or enjoyed that video. Please like and subscribe to the channel, where there will be more content like this and other content such as Kev's Weekly Pool, where I go to my local comic book store and I show you what's new on the rack and I show you what I took off that rack. So yeah, as always, I've been Kev, you've been you. Let's stay in tune.